We're live.
Ready to go.
All right.
Great. Thanks for the heads up, Erica. And we are live on the Ripple Effect, a few minutes late here, but we're excited to have special guest Nancy Williams with Money Pages of Oakland. This is her first time appearing on the Ripple Effect. But before we get to Nancy, I wanted to check in with my esteemed co-host, Erika Gimbel. How are you today, Erika?
Good. How is my esteemed co-host, David Kirsten of Wide Angle Media?
I'm good. I'm hanging in there. I got my coffee here, and I got a long walk in, so I found took some time for some self-care, and
Good.
Things are good. I don't have much of a health check-in other than, I'm just doing some tweaks to my strength training. Liam's actually saying I'm training too much in terms of to get stronger. We're going to do 2 heavy strength days, or so to speak, to continue to progress. So he really kind of tweaks the workouts. So, 2 strength training days and then 2 or 3 days of cardio, which was what I'm going to do in the other time. So I'm happy to continue to move forward and make progress in terms of health. I am getting ready to order some more of the capsules. I finished off my other capsules, so I'm going to renew my Juice Plus stuff and put in a big order.
Yeah. Just ask me when you need to get it going. Let's do it together so I can support your process. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm going to wait till I collect some money here and then I'll get that going. But do you have any health check-ins before we get to Nancy for this week?
Well, just in alignment with what you're talking about, David, I have this cool veggie tracker that I'll share with you. And it's like this idea of getting in 9 to 13 servings of fruits and veg every day. So it's like this kind of like help prompting getting in more, because more is better. So it's real easy. I'll send you the 1 week version and the 3 week version, and then you can play with it, print it up and play with it. Okay.
Okay, great. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get to Nancy. I wanted to, let me put us back on gallery view. Wanted to show this new edition of Money Pages, which we're going to take a look at. It says service above self on the cover. And I just love in the time when there's so many issues out there in society, a lot of, kind of corruption in certain areas of our institutions, that we're focusing on, service above self. And Nancy, before we get to the edition, do you mind just telling us about you and your story and about Money Pages?
Sure. Well, first of all, I say thank you very much, both Dave and Erica, for having me. Love talking about service and business and community, and that's really what we are all about. So I graduated from UCLA, have a sociology degree with a minor in urban planning. So I have done service projects, nonprofits, since I was very young. So I spent a great 14 years in corporate telecom. And when it was time to leave that world and venture out, I really wanted to find something where I could help communities grow, something related to business, and in fact, something that really helped my community, both women and women of color. So I ended up opening my own franchise consulting firm back in 2015, which has gone extremely well. It's very rewarding to help people purchase businesses and build generational wealth. And so that's what I, started out as. And then and as part of my business, of course, I manage or have a partnership with over 500 different franchises, and Money Pages happened to be one of those. And in 2019, Money Pages, which started in Jacksonville, Florida, we just celebrated our 20th anniversary. And I fell in love with not only the concept of what the magazine does and can do, but also with the team that supports the franchise and the designers, which are award-winning design team, just an incredible talent. And in 2020, early 2020, my husband and I purchased the franchise and brought it here to Oakland. So that's kind of in a nutshell where we're at.
Great. And I've just been so excited to see your progress with Money Pages. And, you know, I'm especially happy about this edition. It seems like every month it gets better and better. Last month you had the A's on, that great photo of the
Yeah.
A's. We might try to take a look at that. I don't know if you can pull that one up again quick. We're going to take a quick look inside the edition, but I did want to give a little testimonial that, you know, Nancy actually, I sponsored her into our Oakland Rotary Club. So she's really gotten engaged in Oakland Rotary, and we're going to have a question about that. But what she did with this cover, you know, well, why don't I just have you tell us about this new edition? And, you know, I just think it's some beautiful artwork that you did with this cover, and, you know, the rest of the edition, if you just don't mind telling us about your latest edition of Money Pages.
Sure. Well, you know, since you had to mention it, I obviously have to pull up the April issue, just because it's too good not to share for those that haven't seen it. But as you mentioned, we were blessed enough to partner with the Oakland A's for the April 2021 issue. And the A's organization is trying to do a lot more to connect with the community. They've always been engaged with Oakland, but I think the sense that, you know, this really now is our only professional team that has stuck with us. The others have left. I think that their goal really is to get much more engaged in the community and community events. So, you know, we consider this sort of a kickoff to that, and we're so proud that they were, you know, that they wanted to go with our magazine as an entryway into that. And we hope to continue this partnership through, you know, for the long term, because they're building a new ballpark, and, you know, all of that's going to require a lot of support from the community. So we'll just, we'll leave that there. And, you know, hopefully the cover will resonate with lots of folks, and we've got some great feedback from it. So.
Yeah, I'm actually planning
yeah.
to go to the A's for my birthday coming up in a couple weeks. So I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, so let's, as you said, let's get into this month's issue for May. And as you said, you know, we really want to continue to show the community that that we're partnering. This isn't just about businesses growing their revenues, but it's connecting with the community, keeping the community close, having events promoted in the magazine, you know, children's events all the way up to seniors, you know, events that are special for seniors. But our May cover is Rotary with the logo or the tagline "Service Above Self." It's something that is really important to Rotary, and you know,
Nancy, just if you don't mind just hitting that, try to magnify that, maybe the magnifying glass. I'm just thinking if people are watching on their phone.
Okay.
It'd be a little hard to, there you
Okay.
go.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so again, you know, just really wanted to highlight what's going on in Oakland from a community perspective. And I was saying, you know, you were gracious enough to sponsor me into Rotary earlier this year. It's something that I looked into 6 years ago, and I just wasn't ready for it, because I think that one of the, you know, it's easy to join an organization, but it's a whole nother thing to actually actively participate in it. And, you know, you need to make sure that you have the time to do that, because it's not just enough to be a member. You do want to get involved in the activities, you want to support the group, and you want to help it grow. So, so this year was perfect for me. I was more than excited to become a member. And, you know, right now we're on Zoom, but I know we're you know, talking about the future and going to go back in person, hopefully in June timeframe. And so we'll be getting back together, not just for meetings, but, you know, community activities and fundraisers and those sorts of things that really support the community. So, yeah, do you want me to just kind of?
Yeah. Let's just walk through a little bit of the edition, or this edition, so folks can see the type of things that are in there.
Sure. So, so as I said, you know, we have the Rotary on the cover, but the the magazine was built to help communities grow and to interact with consumers in a way that is that compels them to come in and try a service, pick up the phone, inquire about the service, and then hopefully gain a customer. And really it's about customer lifetime value. So the way we do that is we create these amazing ads that you see here. And as I said, our design team is incredible. We do not use any kind of templates. These are all freehand. So they take the assets that a business has. You might have just a few on your website, or you might have quite a bit, and they can put it together and basically create the message that you want to relay to consumers. And then in addition to that, we add, as I was saying, a compelling offer. So, we have Ruth Straub, who's a very well-known insurance agent in the Oakland community. And she likes to have different events each month or workshops. And for May, she's giving away her really great bag, her reusable shopping bag. And so she's promoting that she's going to be at the Lake Merritt Farmers Market this weekend, giving them out. So you should certainly stop by. She'll have copies of the magazine, and you can pick up a bag for your mom for Mother's Day, and put some great gifts in there, and have a useful gift for her as well. But again, you see, so Violet Floors is also one of our advertisers that started with us from the beginning and has just renewed their 6-month agreement. So that is truly telling that it's working, and they appreciate the ad is when we have our advertisers renew their relationship with us. So again, continuing the Oakland A's ad to get fans back into the park. The Oakland Ballet, we partnered with the ballet on a beautiful cover for December for their virtual Nutcracker, and they're having their next event that they wanted to make sure they could get as many people to know as possible. I guess I didn't mention it in the beginning, but we do mail to 70,000 households in Oakland, Berkeley, and Emeryville every month. So you can get your message out to a large demographic in a consistent manner. And then, of course, Dave, we have your article on Rotary and why people should look to join Oakland Rotary. I always love when we mention number 3. Most people don't know what that means, but number 3 means that the Oakland Rotary is the 3rd oldest Rotary organization in the world, and that is certainly something to brag about. So again, thank you for your contribution there. And again, we don't have to talk about each ad in detail, but what I love about the magazine, in all honesty, is that it is not focused on one industry. You get a lot of magazines in the mail that's all about home improvement, and you may not need any that month, but you certainly may need an adjustment or something going on with your spine. Real estate is also another thing that we like to include in the magazine, because there's so many things going on. It's a great opportunity for agents to educate consumers. And again, we have something for children. If your child has been doing remote learning, they may need some extra help. And again, those compelling coupons get people to pick up the phone and call in. And again, more home services. Plumbing's always needed. We've had some great restaurants in previous issues. Restaurants are struggling right now, so those are one of the businesses that we have been really aggressively working with in our pricing, because we want to see Oakland restaurants get right back to where they were pre-pandemic. So look forward to June and beyond to have many more restaurants involved. Again, coaches, video production, again, things are starting to open up. People are now going back to live weddings, live events, and they want those captured. So we have a great partnership with CANC Video Productions. And then the back cover, this month we partnered with Andrea Gordon, who is a great real estate agent, focuses mostly on the Berkeley area, but she is very knowledgeable, and her team is incredible to work with. This is one example of what I was saying earlier about we can work with as little or as much as you have. Andrea has a design team that's incredible, and they turn over camera ready artwork to us. but we've also worked with people that, have a standard WordPress website, which is pretty basic, and we've kicked it up to create an award-winning ad for them. So that's our main issue.
Beautiful. I know that restaurant,
Aburaya.
Yeah, I love them.
Yes. We get that a lot. That's certainly one of the best Japanese fried chicken around, and it's incredible. And the owner, Adachi, is a great human being, fun to work with, and very kind and very active in the community as well.
Nice. Did you want to ask your question, David, about Rotary?
I was just gonna first see, Nancy, if you don't mind stopping the share so we
Sure.
can go back to full screen. And,
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that feel free to reach out to Nancy or I if you have questions about joining Rotary. I think it's been a great experience for us, and it's been, during Zoom time, so it'll even get more fruitful as we move forward. And I did want to get to a few more questions about Money Pages. We have about 5 more minutes, so I'm going to turn it over to you, Erika, to kind of debrief. And
Sure.
yeah.
So why should small businesses look at advertising in Money Pages? Tell us the bare bones about that.
Sure. So, as I mentioned, the founder of Money Pages, 20 years ago, he came from radio and went into print and saw how effective it was for local businesses in the Jacksonville area. And as the years went on, obviously he saw the digital, creation of digital, and he decided to include that as well in our service. So while the magazine is our flagship and focus, we do provide all kinds of digital services, targeted ads, geo-tracking, geofencing, all of those fancy words that we use in the digital world. But what he found over the years was that a print campaign combined with a digital campaign gets you to about 118% in your conversion rate. So what our feeling is that advertising has gone so far digital that when you engage in print, it makes you stand out from the crowd. And I talk to business owners every day. I talked to one yesterday who was very disappointed with Yelp, and he doesn't believe all of the reviews, which he shouldn't. I've had advertisers tell me that they've had to sue Angie's List simply because they found out that that some of the reviews that were given were just not valid, and they were from different people that were placed in different places strategically to help a business or to hurt another one. So print is something that I think when people see it, they believe that the owner is investing in their brand, and they really want to get in front of consumers, and they want an opportunity to compete. So that's really why. I would say that's the main reason. I would say the secondary reason, specifically for Money Pages of Oakland, is that all of the the monies that we put into ads and work with, we do try to give back to the community. So what I was saying is, for restaurants, we give discounts on ads. We can only do that if we have other advertisers. So if you're an advertiser, you're not just getting your brand out there, you're actually helping the community and other business owners around you that may be struggling or need a leg up. And that's important to us. Again, just like Rotary, we want to make sure that this is about community and not just a business transaction.
Excellent. Excellent. I love that conviction to really be of service to our community. And so here's a question about, how has it been to start a new business during this pandemic?
It's been a struggle. There's no way. I would say almost anyone that started a business in the middle of COVID struggled. And, but I'm a true believer that struggle just makes you stronger. It makes you more creative. It makes you more driven. And, I have to thank, groups like BNI and other networking groups that I have been a part of and engaged with, and all the help and the introductions, and just us all having the same mission. It's just like Rotary, right? So, that mission to serve, that mission to help others really helps you grow in a way that you may not identify. So whether it's volunteering, with Rotary Service Above Self, or if it's BNI's motto, which, is givers gain. When I was in corporate America, like I said, for 14 years, we did lots of community outreach for teens particularly. And our tagline was, you got to give to get. So they would come and do hours of community service, and then we would throw these big concerts with very popular artists, and they would get tickets for free. So it's something that has been, a mainstay throughout, whatever company or business that I've been involved with. It's about giving, and then that's the way you truly get back.
Thank you. I did want to clarify that this is Nancy's in-kind contribution, and it's really in the order of thousands of dollars to Rotary. And I think it's just such a generous contribution. And, she really demonstrates this concept of when we do the work and, we're successful, then that enables us to give back. And, I really appreciate her for what she has done for the club in the short time that she's been there. And I don't know if you have any closing thoughts, Erika. We are just about at time. I would like to continue our conversation with Nancy on a new podcast I have, Industry Leader, which we're going to have her on sometime over the summer, so we can talk more about these business issues. And she has her ear to the ground really with, kind of the business climate and environment in Oakland. So she's just a wealth of knowledge, and I'd encourage folks to reach out to her to ask about Money Pages and, how to get their name out there. I just really see so much momentum from the businesses that advertise in this magazine. It creates kind of a buzz in the community about these businesses that are in here. And I appreciate her bringing that for Rotary service organization.
Yeah, more conversations to be had, Nancy. I look forward to it. I'd love to hear about how the individual solopreneur can benefit from, and kind of what the results are that you've seen. But let's let David go get his child.
Yeah, I'll put the links in the chat. We'll have you back on the Ripple Effect in the fall, likely too. So always great to talk more. And that'll be Dave, Erika, and our guest Nancy for signing off for the Ripple Effect. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Have a great week.
Thanks for